This is a review of set 6036 Skeleton Surprise from the Castle line. It is part of the Royal Knights sub-theme and was released in 1995. It originally retailed for $8 and according to the box here is 72 pieces. Now thankfully I do have the box and all the inserts that came with this set, although a bit of a sad story with it. I found it when it was close to ending as an auction on eBay. The condition just said new, and there was only one picture of just the front of the box, so I went ahead and put a bid on it, not expecting to win it, and I did win it. And when it arrived, I unfortunately realized that the back was open, and sure enough, when I went and checked the description, it did say box was open, but inner bags were sealed. So not too big of an issue. I paid somewhere in between what a used one and a new one would go for, so if the outer box was open, that's totally okay with me. However, upon closer inspection, I found out that the inner bags were resealed. And I'm not quite sure why. It was only one of them. I actually have a picture of it, so I'll put it up here. But as you can see, the top middle section of this bag was cut open. And it looks like it had been reheated or resealed to try to get it back together. And the dead giveaway was that there was the wrong skeleton type included. So this is the skeleton mold after the year 2011. Obviously it couldn't be in a sealed set from 1995. So that was pretty unfortunate. I was excited to be able to unbox this set for you guys. But I mean, that's the risk you take when you buy off eBay. Either way though, apart from the skeleton, all the pieces were there and it does look like they are untouched. So I'm not quite sure why just the skeleton was removed and replaced with the wrong one. Honestly, if they hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't have noticed that the bags were resealed. So now that I've shared my sob story, let's take a look at the box here. We can see two alternate builds on the back, and then the skeleton and the knight hanging out together. This actually looks like an alternate view of this alternate build on the back here, and that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a alternate build shown from two sides in a LEGO set. And then this right here looks to be an entirely separate alternate build as well. Very strange. I never noticed that before. So we've got the set name on top, and that's pretty much it. So here are the inner pamphlets. We've got this advertisement little pamphlet from 1995. So we've got some Aqua Zones, some Islanders, Spirius, Town, Technic, Model Team, a little more Town, and some trains. And then we turn it over and we've got a pretty cool castle display from the year 1995. As you can see, I think this is all Royal Knights. A little bit of Dragon Masters, which makes sense, as that was 2 years prior. So here's a set we're reviewing right now. This one should be next. I have that one currently. I did have this one, although I gave it to my brother because it is his favorite set. He had it growing up. Maybe I'll be able to borrow it from him so that I can review it for you guys, because that would be really cool. And then I do have the Dark Dragon's Den as well, and we will get to that soon enough. Here are the instructions. Nothing too exciting there. And then a Join the LEGO Club pamphlet. Mania magazine. Just showing what kind of stuff they have in the magazines. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start building. So here's the completed set, and of course we're going to look at our minifigures first. This is our Royal Knight, and he is pretty simplistic, as all the Royal Knights are, but of course very colorful. He's got the Royal Knight's insignia on his shield and torso print there, and then he's got red, white, and blue all over him. He's got that pretty generic mustache print underneath, and then a nice black pith helm over top, and then a brown spear as well. And then we have our skeleton. I went out and made sure I got the right type. So he is the dangly arm skeleton, of course, which are my favorites. So here's the actual build of the set, and I've got to say, this build is bafflingly bad. I don't understand how they released this as the main build for the set, and I'm going to go through pretty quickly just what I'm talking about here. So right off the bat, just looking at the top here, we can see that this wall segment here is flush with the floor with this 4x6 gray plate. However, this black 1x3 section of the wall is exposed, and it does have a different stud type even as well, where the studs are hollow and the rest of the top is not. We then have a lovely 1x1 hole here, and then a 1x4 hole here where you can even see the whole mechanism for the skeleton surprise from the inside. So I don't understand why they left gaps that big in the top of the build. And then looking on the inside here, the only thing that they give you for detailing is a 1x1 little outcrop from the back edge there. And that's just so that you can put the goblet on it, which is supposed to be the treasure, I guess. There's no sort of like centered pedestal or any sort of decoration to make that look nice. It's literally just a cup sitting in a corner. And then we've got on this left side here, everything from here to this piece, to the 1x3 on the inside there, which is kind of hard to see, but I'll go to the instructions. Everything until this one 2x2 L-shaped corner piece is not connected. So you remove that L piece and there's just this very flimsy lack of connection right there. And to top it all off, you've also got this L piece overhanging on this corner by one block. So here's what I'm talking about. This 2x3 and this 2x6, there's nothing connecting the space in between, so this line right here goes all the way down to the bottom until you get to that block right there. So very poor construction right there. And then additionally, you've got this mechanism right here that doesn't have any sort of stabilization for this right end right here, or left end depending on how you look at it. So the skeleton is literally just held up by one little side right there. Again, we've got a overhanging 1x3 in the back there, as well as this 2x4 and a 1x4 that are hanging all the way off the edge, just connected by half of the 2x4. So yeah, overall it just looks really bad. I don't know why they didn't try to do something better with this. I definitely feel like they could. In fact, I made my own version of it. Unfortunately, I disassembled it before this review, but if I have pictures, which I think I do, I will put them here. And I think I have pictures of both sides so you can kind of see what's going on, and it at least looks more like a single castle wall, I guess, even though it doesn't have the play feature of the dropping skeleton, which is okay, but I really feel like they could have maybe reorganized some pieces, included a couple more, and done something a lot better with this build. So here is the skeleton trap. It's just this lance piece in dark gray. You pull it out, and nothing. Hold on. There we go. Sometimes you get stuck. Again, I think that's mostly because this piece right here is just kind of hovering, doing nothing. So it's kind of iffy whether he's actually going to fall. But that's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, I mean, that's all that it's got going on. So while I do really dislike the main build for this set, it's more of a parts pack, castle parts pack, because it's got quite a few specialized castle pieces that I really do like. You've got 4 of these 1x5 castle walls here, and one of them is even printed. And as you can see, we've got the other one there and there. You've also got this parapet piece, which is just one big piece at the top. Plenty of small gray pieces like 1x1s, 1x2s, and these 2x2 L corner bricks. And then, of course, a skeleton and a Royal Knights figure, which are just great figures all around. And then all of that is put on a nice 8x16 green base plate. So I feel like if I was able to get this set when it was out, I would have gotten like, 4 or more, as many as I could have, and just tried to make like one long wall and put this around like my castle town setup. I feel like that could have been really cool looking. As it is, though, with the space, 2 studs on either side, this wouldn't connect well with just the main build, so you'd have to design that yourself. So now that we're done ripping on this set, adjusted for inflation, it retailed for $13.79, and current used prices have it at $16.41, which is pretty good for rising used prices. Royal Knight seems to have maintained a pretty good used price compared to the retail price. And so, like I was saying, as a parts pack, I even still feel that this is worth $16 just because you get those four walls, one of which is printed, an 8x16 base plate, and the large parpet, and just two cool castle figures. Anyways, that is my review. Thank you for watching.